and today we are going to be talking about APA documentation style. So what is APA documentation style? APA stands for the American Psychological Association, and it is the commonly used documentation style of education, the social sciences, business, and more. There are three main components of APA documentation style, just like most documentation styles. You have formatting, you have in-text citations, and you have the references page. The rigor of APA documentation style might make it seem like its intention is to stop plagiarism. Plagiarism is important to avoid. You definitely don't want to plagiarize. However, the rigor of APA documentation style is to help professionalize your writing. So once you're able to master some of the basics of APA style, you will avoid plagiarism, but you'll also be able to write a document that helps your reader understand your content. So they'll know where to look for in-text citations, they'll be able to interpret your reference page, and the formatting will look consistent and clean. So let's take a look at the different components of APA documentation. First, we'll take a look at formatting. APA formatting can seem intimidating, but once you understand the mechanics, you'll see that it is a nice way to make your writing appear professional and organized. To begin, let's take a look at the title page. The title page contains the running head, a page number, the full title, your name, and the university with which the research is affiliated. The running head can be confusing to writers new to APA, so let's take a moment to focus on it. The running head is a shortened version of your full title, and it is written in all caps. There are different ways to create your running head, and some of it will depend on the word processor software that you use. I'm going to show you a shortcut that has worked for me for a number of years. Start on the second page of your document and insert the running head in all caps. Also insert the page number starting with the page number 2. Once you've inserted the running head and the page number, click Different First Page under the header and footer options. You can then return to the first page of your document. Insert running head, your actual running head in all caps once again, and write out the number 1 for your page number. By starting on page 2 in this way, it allows you to insert the running head throughout the document while also being able to insert the literal phrase running head on page 1 without changing any of the other pages. These are the basics of APA formatting. Please note that some instructors or journals may want you to include an abstract on page 2, and you should always follow the recommendations provided by your instructor or an editorial board. Next, let's take a look at in-text citations. In APA, the in-text citation contains the author's last name, the date of publication, and the page number in which the quotation comes from. There are different options as to how to organize this information. You can put all of the in-text citation information in the citation, starting with last name of author, date of publication, and then the page number. Or you can keep the publication date with the signal phrase by the author and then put the page number in the in-text citation at the end. Either way, you will always have the author, the date of publication, and then the page number. And in APA, you use P. for the page number. With some resources, such as a website, you may use the title rather than a last name of the author, but in general, this is how you format an in-text citation in APA. And finally, let's take a look at the references page. The references page is where you put the full bibliographic information of your resources, so an interested reader could find your resources on their own. The way you format your references page will depend on the type of resources that you have, but in general, you can count on the references page being double-spaced, Times New Roman 12-point font, reverse indented, so the opposite of a paragraph, and always in alphabetical order. You label the page references, no bolding or underlining, and in APA, you'll always have the publication date near the start of your citation. So those are the basics of APA documentation style. I always tell my students that there's no need to memorize all of this. You can always use your resources, whether that's a guidebook that your instructor has given you, something that an editorial board has suggested that you use, the latest version of the APA handbook, or my personal favorite, OWL at Purdue, because it's available online and it's consistently updated. Once you begin to master these basics, it'll be easier for you to look up information when you don't know how to cite something specific or when you need a little bit more guidance with formatting. So thank you for joining me today in talking about APA documentation style, and happy writing!